just spent the entire Australian winter putting our blood, sweat, and tears into rebuilding this setup, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys because we're just so proud of it. We're Doug and Jamie, an Aussie-American couple who love adventures, and there's major bonus points if any of them involve food. But in 2020, things got really tough.
Melbourne has officially become the most locked down city in the world.
But one of the things that got us through was watching van life videos and brainstorming all of the adventures we would get up to when the world opened up for us. And in that time, we stumbled across a van setup in Iceland that we absolutely fell in love with. And that was the glorious masterpiece that is the Cozy Camper. We literally became obsessed. It was the only setup in a van like ours that made sense to us. And from that day, we were determined to create our own version of it, just a little simpler. Fast forward 2 years later, and we've done it. And today, we're here to share it all. Also, fun fact, this van tour was filmed on a donkey farm, so you're definitely going to want to check out that video. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.
So this van is a 2015 Toyota Hiace automatic diesel. We bought it back in February of 2020, which was right at the start of the pandemic. And the reason that we chose this particular model is because it came with the work shelves in it, and it came with a battery pack in it that allowed for power points to go all the way down the side. Initially, we thought it was going to be the perfect camper van for us. It turns out it wasn't, and we just spent the last winter rebuilding it all. So let's take you through it all. Right, I'm gonna start you guys off with the boring part, the back storage section. Well, actually, it's not that boring because this back storage section is collapsible. It comes out. Now, what we're keeping in here is our 2 water tanks, which connect to the kitchen, as well as our grey water tank. So all you have to do is open up the fly wire and remove those. It becomes really easy. But then when you swing around to this section here, we've actually got our ice box, which you can reach from inside the van. And we have our gas cooker, which you can also reach from inside the van. So you don't have to move this fly wire once it's all nice and set up. And then lastly, we've got a few kitchen utensils, as well as our outdoor dining kitchen area if we want to have an outside picnic. So it's a really nice, handy way of just keeping those extra things that we need on hand, but pushed up at the back of the van where they're not taking up a lot of room. Now, this section does look a little bit messy. That's because obviously this is our very first trip in this van. So we just sort of grabbed whatever buckets we had in the house to put all this together. As we keep camping in it and as we keep working on it, we're going to get specific storage solutions just for this area. And if you want to see how this section pops in and out and how we put it together, we actually made a whole video just on this back section part. So make sure you go back and watch that one. Right, let's go around to the front cabin. Okay, the front cabin is remarkably original. We didn't even change any of this that some people do. The reason that I do want to show you guys this is because there are a few nifty things that we put in here just to make this a little bit easier for us. Number one being the 12-volt DC extension plug. So we can actually charge our fridge and our battery separately when the engine's running by just following that plug all the way to the back. Another thing that we have is clip-on things for sunglasses, and we also have a clip-on that goes on here if we want to put our phone up for navigation. Jamie has also put these lovely baskets on the back of all the seats. So that way, you know, keys, sunglasses, knickknacks, things that you want to be constantly grabbing but you don't want taking up too much space, they can all just hang in there. So it's the original cabin, but it's just made life a lot easier with small quality of life upgrades. And of course, when you are on adventure days, always be snacking. There's nothing worse than getting hungry in the middle of an adventure day. So Jamie likes to keep our snacks up here in the front section. She also likes to keep her shoes tucked away. And also on camp days, this seat, obviously you're not using it, so it becomes a great spot to just put those big hefty blankets that definitely come in handy in the middle of the night, but not so much during a sunny day.
So, time to go into the main cabin. So upon entrance, you will see our main storage shelves. Now these storage shelves have our toiletries, our clothes, our toilet. We store our laptop, we store our vlogging stuff in there. So this holds a majority of the stuff that we're going to be accessing on a day-to-day basis because it's away from the main area. If the bed's in bed mode, we can access it. If it's in couch mode, it's just an area that we can always access. So we try to keep all our day-to-day stuff in there, and it's actually surprisingly working out. so come on in. So we made sure that they were really secure on how we latched them together. We have a few episodes on how this was built. It did not go to plan and there were a lot of errors, but it was our first time making any sort of cabinetry and we made it work in the end, and she's cute. But she's really hard to open at times. But that means that it's really secure when we're driving, so I'd rather have that. So this is a bit messy right now. Again, we're still organizing how we're gonna store everything, so we just got it in the van for this trip. But this is mainly toiletries and extra toilet paper. We have our vlogging stuff, toothpaste, a little first aid kit, just all that kind of stuff in there. And we have these baskets where we store our clothes in, and they've worked really well. I'm surprised at how much we can fit in there. We both have a little container on the side of those baskets, like a little locker. So you can throw whatever you really want in there. Like I have like my makeup and stuff on the side. So we have these little containers that slide it right in next to these, and you can just kind of put whatever you want in them. And it's easy to access from this area. So this is usually the area where we're getting ready and we're changing into our pajamas and stuff like that. So this area is always open, this little area. So if one of us is turning the bed into a couch, the other one can kind of stand off to the side here. We like to hang a little bag off of this for rubbish so we can access it while we're driving, but we can also access it while we're in the main cabin. So we got Doug's clothes and toiletry stuff in here. And then we have our toilet. So that just slides out. And it's a chemical toilet. It's a chemical portable toilet. The place we're staying at today has its own toilet facility, so it's really nice. It has toilets and showers, and it's really cool. They've done a really good job. We're gonna do a whole review on this place, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But that's mainly our storage shelf situation, and you know, it really works, and I'm really surprised at how much we can fit into these, especially since they were supposed to be a little wider, and Doug got the measurements wrong, so we got a bigger bed out of it, but these aren't as big as they were supposed to be. So now I'll bring you over to the couch area. So obviously one of the downsides of this van is that we can't stand up in it, but we're making it work. So next we have our couch area. And how cute is it? It's so spacious. Compared to our last setup, I think our bed ended here, like half of the size. I honestly don't even know how we slept on it. This is a memory foam mattress. We got it off catch.com for a really good deal. We measured it out and cut this mattress in half using an electric knife, you know, for me, but it worked. It cut through this mattress like butter. We have extra storage under here. So basically when you want to put the bed into bed mode, you just have to clear everything off, which we usually just throw in the front cabin. So this cushion lifts up and you can access the backside. You have to like pull it out. I'm not gonna do it right now, but we'll show you. Basically that's how you access this. And so the whole length of this is storage. So we can fit whatever we want in here pretty much. It's pretty big. All right, now I'm gonna let Doug show you how we turn our couch into a bed. Let's go. I'll show you how we access the back storage. So right here in the back, we have our little pull-out cubby hole. If it's raining outside and we want to access the things in the back, we just take off this piece, put it onto the side, and then we can get our pots and pans out, get our cooker. So it's really easy. I'm really glad that we added this addition to it because it's just made life easier. And then when we're not using it, we still have all of this bench space, which I absolutely love. And that brings us to our kitchen. And we put so much work into this kitchen, like down to the millimeter, just making it super functional, but very convenient in all forms of bed and couch mode. So I'm really, really proud of it. And she looks cute, okay? I'm not gonna lie. First, we have this beautiful shelf that we got from Kmart. And we were going to make our own shelf, and then we came across this, and it was exactly what we were going to make, pretty much. So that saved us a lot of time. But honestly, it was still tricky to get up. This holds all of our knickknacks and snacks, and I feel like everything holds our knickknacks. Like knickknacks are our life.
But it just has like coffee, snacks, things that we want to easily access, like teas in the morning, some seasonings up there. We have our stubby holders for our drinks, and just like, this is easy access stuff, like when we're cooking. We have some oats, honey, coffee, and just our lighter to all the little things like that. We have lots of hooks around the whole camper, and on this hook we have our Bluetooth speaker. And when we're watching movies, it honestly feels like we have surround sound, so I'm feeling a bit bougie up in here with my whole sink. We got our splashback done by yours truly, and here we have our sink. This sink was made out of a $9 bucket from Kmart, and we got this tap at Renovation Paradise, and it's just the perfect cute little combo. But we have a nice deep sink that also doubles as storage when we're in driving mode. This is operated by a manual foot pump, so down here next to the bed, you just pump it a couple times and the water comes out instantly, and that's hooked up to the back storage water that Doug showed you earlier. It's a very simple setup, but it did give us some issues like trying to get it to set up, but yeah, we like it. It serves its purpose. And we have two 20-liter water jugs that we're connected to, so we have 40 liters of water. And at the moment, we're only going out on like long weekend trips, like 5 days at the most, so that will last us for a good amount of time, because we're only really using it for like brushing our teeth, you know, a little bit of water. I use it on my little makeup remover. We're just using little bits here and there, so it actually has lasted us a long time. And yeah, we're staying at a campsite that has access to running water, so that also helps. So again, we have lots of storage here, so we keep some snacks. We have our little plant here, dish towels, stuff to wash the dishes, and then we just used this for the first time this morning. We honestly hadn't needed to use it because we have so much counter space, but this is a little pop-up counter. So you can eat off of it, you can work off of it. It's just extra additional space. We can cook on it. Like, it just gives you that extra bit of room in such a small space. So I really, really love this. It lines up here actually. And it actually like holds a good amount of weight.
It's surprisingly strong.
It's very sturdy. Next we have one of my favorite parts of the van, and that is our fridge. Your girl loves food, okay? So to access the fridge, you just pop this off. Again, it's another little pop-off thing that you can use as a table or whatever you need. And then we have our Dometic fridge. It's a 25-liter fridge, and it is filled with all the juicy drinks. I know it looks like all there is drinks in there, but we had a lot more food in it. We just ate it all because we like to eat, okay? Judge me. Every single van tour that we saw, they all had Dometic fridges. We've heard so many good things about them. I'm not gonna keep that open so we can keep our goods cold. But we've had this running all night. It's surprisingly not that loud considering like our bed opens up and this is all in the same space. So glad that we got this. It's been such a huge upgrade because before this we were just using our big Esky cooler and we would just run out of ice, and we would be worried if the food was gonna go off, you know, before the ice melted, before we could get more ice. We were always just wondering if the food was cold enough, and this just eliminates that problem for us. And so I really love this addition, and I just love how sleek it fits right into our kitchen setup, and how you can just pop this over when you're not using it, and it's just like easy access. Lots of counter space in this tiny van. On our way out, I can't forget to show you our power system that powers this whole setup. This is our Bluetti power system, and we talked about it in a review after we gutted our van. So far, it's been really, really great. We charged it up a little bit today so we can charge it off the car battery, and it just has power points, USB, 12 volt, and so that's what we run our fridge off of. So yeah, we're making it work. We're still getting used to the setup and where we want to plug everything in, but it's working really good and we're really happy with it. So that wraps up our little tour here. It didn't feel like it went as smoothly as I wanted it to, but hopefully you guys got a gist of, you know, our new setup and all the work that we've put in. If you did tune into the van build series, you got to see all the ins and outs and ups and downs of this challenging but rewarding journey. So yeah, it's finally here and we're excited to just fine tune it and just really make it even more comfortable and more customized.
There are things that we want to put in here to make our quality of life a little bit easier, but considering that this is still a work van, I think it's pulling off Campervan really, really bloody nicely.
Yeah, you really can't tell that someone works out of this, and it gets really messy.
Yeah.
So we're really, really proud of it. We hope you enjoyed this. I am 100% sure that there is going to be an updated van tour at some point in the future, but for now, this is it. This is our updated van tour, and we really hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you for tuning in. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit that like button.
And let us know down in the comments, what are some things that we missed out that you absolutely must have in a van when you're out camping? Or what do you think about our setup? I know that a lot of people like to put the kitchen by the two driver's seats, not up on the sidewall here where we have them. So give us some feedback on what do you think about our van build down in the comments section.
And let us know if you thought that we did anything that was just unnecessary.
What if we
it doesn't
overkilled
matter.
it?
It doesn't matter because we're not changing it, but I don't know. Let us
Especially
know.
not this summer. No more van work
We're not
this summer.
doing no more van work.
Also guys, you might want to consider subscribing because we have been vlogging our entire first weekend away in this van. So if you do subscribe, you'll know when that episode is released. So make sure to subscribe for that.
And we have way more adventures ahead in this van. So if you like the setup and want to see what we get up to, hit that subscribe button so you can stalk us. That sounds creepy. Anyway, we will see you next week with a fresh new episode, Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Bye!